Hey, what's going on, everybody? Dusty Trail. We're back. Gonna try and get this video out before the holidays. As you can tell, we're back from our trip. We tested everything out, and as I pointed out, we went through way too much power. And the reason for it is because we ran everything through this 30 amp. The inverter took its toll. The fact that it probably had to convert power to power from the battery to AC, and then convert that AC power back to DC to run most of the stuff we were running on a regular basis. Not efficient. So instead, what we're going to do is we're actually going to reinstall my battery switch, allowing me to plug a couple of 12-volt plugs into the Inergy Apex and run just the DC portion of the trailer. So that's my fridge, that's my fans, the heater will work on that. You can even still charge phones if you have to through the USB ports, but it won't run the plugs, which is the only thing this thing is giving you when you run it to AC. And that's not a big deal. I don't care about that. Most of the time, I can always plug both things in, and when I want to run the AC, or when I want to run the plugs, excuse me, not the AC, when I want to run AC current, I just switch this thing to off. That's where it's at right now, and then flip the switch. If I want, I can plug these, I can unplug these, but it doesn't matter because even though these will be charged, it'll go to this, and it won't go anywhere else after that. There's two secure connections here. With it off, I don't have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to reinstall this. I've got the terminals here because the ends that these things came with aren't going to fit over these chunky terminals, but we'll get these off and get the new terminals on, and then we'll wire it up. This should be a really quick fix. How I'm going to do the grounds on these is I'm just going to go to the same ground that the heater uses, and I'll show you how I end up doing that. So I'm going to get started, and I'll keep you posted as we get going. All right. Well, the work table is kind of a mess, and that's because as the holidays approach, I try to do more and more stuff, and I get less and less done. Swing and a miss. Man, I am striking out all over the place. That'll do it. So the Apex actually is broken. Yeah, it broke. I don't know how, but they said they've had trouble with like this connection on the inside of it, and that newer ones are being soldered a little bit heavier than I don't know, this one, which is strange to me because I haven't really had it all that long, as you know. I mean, I only started making videos, so it's an interesting situation that it broke. But Inergy's taking it back. I ship it back to them, and they fix it, and then they'll ship it back to me. I'll keep this wire. This is the old wire that went to the battery. Obviously, I don't need it. I'm gonna keep the other wire right there, right on it, because I don't have any plans to. I don't have any plans. It's just gonna go to where it used to be. In fact, if I'd have been smart, I never would have unwired this thing. I would have done what I'm doing right now in the get-go, but I didn't. So now I'm paying for it. We're gonna need that again. So the next thing I have to do is I have to strip the positive connection off of this, and actually I need to strip both connections based on what it is that I'm going to be, how I'm going to connect the boom, not flying. Based on how I'm going to connect the negative together, because the negative is going to go into one of those multi-connectors that I found at Home Depot or Lowe's or anywhere like that. So, not too concerned, but we'll get it. We'll do this. Gotta strip them. Probably strip the positive ones. I'll probably leave the negative until I get it out to the. That'll be good. As you can tell, I'm finally over my cold for the most part. Any lingering signs is more probably allergies. We were hanging out at a open house for one of my wife's friends, and there was a dog there. I had to say hi. The dog was probably one of the best best things to meet at the open house. The people, you take them and leave them, but the dog, cool dog. So that's probably just allergies, what you're hearing. Well, that was a good strip job. That's way too darn much right there. All right, you don't need that much. I hate post strip cutting this stuff because it gets kind of everywhere, to be honest with you. And it never wants to cut as well as it does when it's got like the insulation on it. I have no idea why. I'm sure some electrician or physicist or scientist, oh, that one's stuck in my thumb. Hurts good. Ooh. A little blood, no big deal. It's a project. Alright. Anyway, they probably could tell us, but nobody knows. Maybe. I don't know. You know what else would help? If I had a better snip. Yeah. I spent all my money on crazy battery projects. And I use subpar tools. Alright, that's a little better right there. It actually doesn't matter if it's sticking past there, because it's going to be inside of this and protected and yada yada. Squeeze it down good. You don't want it coming loose during the thing. But that's it right there. That is literally all I have to do. And now I can do it again one more time. That one wasn't bad. I'll find it later. Always get more parts than you think you're going to need, because, you know, when you drop one on camera and you don't feel like wasting a bunch of people's time by going and finding it, that's when you're going to appreciate having more. Alright. Good to go. Good to go. Yeah, like I said, I'll strip the negative when I get to where I want it. Now, to finish the switch install, just plugging in. Now, the reason you want the switch is because if you don't have the switch, you can't turn power off coming from these two ports. However, you also can't turn power from going to the two ports, which creates a situation where the battery is literally trying to feed itself. And you can't have that. You don't want the battery trying to charge itself. So you need to be able to turn off power going back to the battery. The reason why these trailers come with these isolation switches, as handy as they are, is so that way you can actually turn the battery off when you're not using the trailer. So like if you're gonna winterize the trailer, there's no water in this one, so winterizing it is just as simple as going in there and turning off this battery and then putting like a battery maintainer on it if you have an actual winter or if you're not going to use it for a while. Mine is way easier because I just pull the thing out of the trailer and I keep it in the house where it's nice and warm, and I don't worry about whether or not I'm like maintaining it per se, because I'm definitely maintaining it. But in this case, yeah, in this case, so there it is. They come out of here. They're gonna go into the Energy, and there you have it. That's it. It's as simple as it is. Let's get it in the trailer. Hey, alright, we're in the trailer. There's a little bit of light left today, so we're going to try and get this done. Today's just going to be a struggle video. I'm just going to let you watch me struggle through this dumb crap. I feel like I owe you anyway after the Monterey trip. Like, you know, if you suffered through that video, like, I thought it was a nice video, but the views say otherwise. Anyway, we're going to see if this works. I want to put it back to, you see the four holes where it originally sat? I'm kind of pointing at them right here. Those ones? Yeah, I'm hoping I can get the bottom ones to fit there too without having to remove the shelf. Of course, the problem would be that the shelf won't come out. Will it? The shelf may or may not come out without, you know, me taking this out again. So that could be a problem. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Anyway, I'm not even sure that the holes are going to line up again. I don't even know. So let's try it. You know, maybe it'll save me from myself. I don't know. But I pretty much feel like we'll have that, you know, so this is the top, when you can read it, is on, and then if you can't read it, if it's sideways, off. So I feel like that's the right way to do it, so that way it's like, it's good that way, but I know this shouldn't be over here. What is that? Oh, that's the power, to the heater. Huh, the top match. Let's see if we can't. Remember what we said, kids, about being lazy. Get an electric screwdriver. Whoa, don't go nuts though. Alright, let's see what we got here. If the bottom ones seat, we're good to go. Let's see if they seat though. Oh, screwdriver, come on. You're gonna kill my ability to be lazy. Oh, but it went in. I'll get a hand crank screwdriver. I'm happy enough with that I will actually get a hand crank screwdriver and not just be lazy and figure out how to make this thing like work. Oh yeah. Boom. This is great, folks. So I'm like back to using original holes in this trailer. This is nice. Hopefully the shelf will just slide, like I can slide the other side up and out from underneath it. If not, I'll figure something out. Yeah, okay. I'm going to pause you because I didn't bring like the long screwdriver handle thing that I need. So I'm going to get this paused, and when I get back, we're not going to mess with this anymore. It's in, it's going to work, so. Alright, so we're going to do the ground first because the ground is actually going to be kind of easy. Do you guys remember these? Sure you do. That is how you connect 3 cables together, and this is not the right one. Okay, so sorry about that. I mathed again. These are the right ones. 1 cable. No, God bless it. I do know how to do math. There, I need the 4. Hold on, I'll be right back. The 4. Okay, so basically all of these cables are going to go into this thing. Okay, so this one's going to go into it, this one's going to go into it, this one's going to go into it, and then this one's going to go into it, and that's how this is going to work. Okay, and it's all going to be one big happy freaking family because I said so. So what you do is you strip these back. I'm not going to do this on camera, it's boring. But you strip them back and then you put them all in there and you're good to go. You're done. It's that easy. No, seriously, folks. It's simple. So let's see what I can do here. First of all, haha, stripped. Okay, obviously this one is a little bit better than the other one. So this is where the tin actually probably hit. That's all right. I have a lot more of this cable than I do the other one. Ah, screw it. It's just going to mess up. Okay. And you can actually, these can be pretty well stripped. A good chunk of this cable can fit inside of these connectors. It's actually surprising just how much cable you can put in there. Now, they are for home use primarily. You wouldn't, if this was like an auto situation, you wouldn't like hook up lights to this or anything like major. But from what I can tell, I mean, they're in there. You know what I mean? Like, when you plug wires into them, you're good. They're not coming out. So I don't have too many concerns about that. What I do have concerns with is getting all of this insulation out of my way. There we go. Alright, and then, you know, the idea here is that whatever you put into this, you know, whatever goes in here, that's it. It's now touching. Oh, don't be too big for this. Are you too good for your home? Folks, we have a failure. My first major failure. So anyway, this ground wire is probably either like a 10 gauge or it's probably going to tell me right here. Oh, it's a 10, yeah. I bet you these things aren't for 10 gauge wire. Yeah. I'm going to have to think. God, I hate doing that. Am I sure that I can't just shrink this thing down and get this thing in there? They're also meant for the solid copper wire that you get from that you find in a regular like house style, and this is obviously a moving copper wire. Like, this is copper wire that's meant to move around a little bit. So, you know, easy money says that this thing right here is going to slip right in there because it's because it's awesome. And I'm not too worried about this. I will figure out a way to make this work. But bet you that goes in there no problem. Huh. Yeah, it's in there. You can see the discoloration when it's not reflecting. There we go. So that's in there. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. But now my problem is going to be that I'm taking what looks to be a series of 16 gauge or even smaller perhaps, and trying to make it all fit into this 10 gauge as a ground, because you got to have the biggest ground in the world. No, you don't. You do have to have a sufficient ground, but we're not talking about a massive ground here. All right, so those three are in there, and my freaking policy, or my you know, I was so ready for this to be good, and it's just not. I wonder if it's because of how I snipped it though, because that is a fat ended cable. What to do? I know what I want to do. I want to cut about all that you see me not twisting. I want to cut all this off. It's not great. It's not a super awesome policy. You're not going to get the best connection in the world, and you want to snip as little off as possible. But I also don't really feel like trying to figure out anything easier than this. So, besides, this is the ground. Power should never be flowing through this. It should just be confirming that it's there. And if, you know, something catastrophic happens, offer an outlet. So hopefully, hopefully this works. I've seen plenty of people do this in the past anyway. Oh, why do you hate me, cable? Well, what is it? No, it's not in there at all. Alright guys, I'm going to have to come back and figure this out. This is going to involve a certain amount of thought that I'm just not going to do. Just give me a minute. Ta-da! The 4. Okay, so basically all of these cables are going to go into this thing. Okay, so this one's going to go into it, this one's going to go into it, this one's going to go into it, and then this one's going to go into it, and that's how this is going to work, okay? And it's all going to be one big happy freaking family, because I said so. So what you do is you strip these back. I'm not going to do this on camera, it's boring. But you strip them back, and then you put them all in there, and you're good to go. You're done. It's that easy. No, seriously, folks. It's simple. So let's see what I can do here. First of all, haha, stripped. Okay, obviously, this one is a little bit better than the other one. So this is where the tin actually probably hit. That's alright. I have a lot more of this cable than I do the other one. Ah, screw it. It's just going to mess up. Okay. And you can actually, these can be pretty well stripped. A good chunk of this cable can fit inside of these connectors. It's actually surprising just how much cable you can put in there. Now, they are for home use primarily. You wouldn't, if this was like an auto situation, you wouldn't like hook up lights to this or anything like major. But from what I can tell, I mean, they're in there. You know what I mean? Like, they're when you plug wires into them, you're good. They're not coming out. So I don't have too many concerns about that. What I do have concerns with is getting all of this insulation out of my way. There we go. Alright, and then, you know, the idea here is that whatever you put into this, you know, whatever goes in here, that's it. It's now touching. Oh, don't be too big for this. Are you too good for your home? Folks, we have a failure. My first major failure. So anyway, this ground wire is probably either like a 10 gauge or it's probably going to tell me right here. Oh, it's a 10, yeah. I bet you these things aren't for 10 gauge wire. Yeah. I'm going to have to think. God, I hate doing that.
Am I sure that I can't just shrink this thing down and get this thing in there? They're also meant for the solid copper wire that you get from that you find in a regular like house style, and this is obviously a moving copper wire. Like, this is copper wire that's meant to move around a little bit. So, you know, easy money says that this thing right here is going to slip right in there because it's awesome. And I'm not too worried about this. I will figure out a way to make this work. But bet you that goes in there no problem. Huh. Yeah, it's in there. You can see the discoloration when it's not reflecting. There we go. So that's in there. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. But now my problem is going to be that I'm taking what looks to be a series of 16 gauge, or even smaller perhaps, and trying to make it all fit into this 10 gauge as a ground, because you got to have the biggest ground in the world. No, you don't. You do have to have a sufficient ground, but we're not talking about a massive ground here. All right, so those three are in there, and my freaking policy, or my you know, I was so ready for this to be good, and it's just not. I wonder if it's because of how I snipped it though, because that is a fat ended cable. What to do? I know what I want to do. I want to cut about all that you see me not twisting. I want to cut all this off. It's not great. It's not a super awesome policy. You're not going to get the best connection in the world, and you want to snip as little off as possible. But I also don't really feel like trying to figure out anything easier than this. So, besides, this is the ground. Power should never be flowing through this. It should just be confirming that it's there. And if, you know, something catastrophic happens, offer an outlet. So hopefully, hopefully this works. I've seen plenty of people do this in the past anyway. Oh, why do you hate me, cable? Well, what is it? No, it's not in there at all. Alright guys, I'm going to have to come back and figure this out. This is going to involve a certain amount of thought that I'm just not going to do. Just give me a minute. I got it in there good enough for testing purposes. I probably am going to have to do something different with it in the long term. Hooking together 4 cables like that, these things make it so easy to do, but if they don't make them that accept a bigger gauge wire, because as you can see there's a little bit of a wire exposed there, but this will be for testing purposes tonight, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll go and I'll see if they make a bigger version, and I'll just pull all these out and stick them in the bigger one. Hopefully I won't have that trouble with the positive end, but actually, let's see, is this 10 gauge? Oh, that's cool. Just don't put a gauge in your... Oh, it is. Son of a gun. Dude, you just can't win, man. Some nights you just cannot win. Anyway, let me fuss with this and see what I can end up doing with it. God, that sucks. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so I'm actually not going to worry about using those push-in things because there is a gauge on them. So I'm thinking that they probably make additional ones. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out of here, and I'll go and I'll get a better gauged one, and instead I'll use one of these little guys. Not like this is straight in-house, like not even for the trailer type situation. Any vibration is going to vibrate these right on out of here. But I'm more interested in this for testing purposes this evening, because I do have to send back the Inergy Apex. So I don't want to wait to test this. I want to get it tested now. So there's, if you remember that was my first try at one of those things, and it is pretty good. So we have to snip that out of there, which is fine. get my snips here. Won't be able to use this again because there's going to be 3 wires instead of just 2. But we'll get that snipped. We'll get that snipped. So there's that. All right, cool. We need to strip all of our wires. I even need to strip the wire coming off of the battery switch. So I'm gonna do that real fast. In this instance, you probably want to go a pretty good strip, just because like you are trying to feed it into this little tiny, you know, like whatever they call those connectors, those ancient connectors. They're not even that great at connectors. I've actually heard like people say that like people overseas in Europe and stuff, they don't use the, I want to keep calling it a peanut connector because it's what it kind of looks like, but they don't even use them. They don't think they're that safe. They like the push style. So, ooh, big strip. All right. So now you got to get all the cables together in an order and stuff. I'll just feed this through here for now. I'm not too concerned. It's not going to be there long term. I'll get everything taken care of more. All right, so this is my power coming out of the thing. I don't want to cut this any more than I have to in the future. I only have so much of this. This one I have a lot more room for though. So that's going to go in there like this. And then like this. And ironically, I'm like 90% sure this is the original way the trailer was wired. So if you're doing this, if you haven't copied me yet but want to, I hope you looked at the advanced video, because this is the best way to do this, and then you don't have to change, you know, much of anything. The reality of it is that had I done this to begin with, all of this would already be done for me, and I would not be putting this temporary thing in here while I wait to go get a style that can either be crimped like the other ones that you see up there, or that can accept a 10 gauge wire. But that's it for now. Okay, so like not great, not a long-term solution, but a super short-term solution. Okay, so I'm gonna go get the Inergy. We're gonna plug it in, and we're gonna see if it works. Because that's it. That's the whole thing. This is the advanced install, and it's actually super easy. Okay, the battery switch is on. We're gonna turn this to the right because that's DC power only. Our plugs are in there. They're in there really good. I checked. I can still shut the door, which is a miracle. The moment of truth, and I'll tell you, it's probably not going to work because it almost never works the first time when I'm trying to record. Huh. Oh boy. This is not. See that? See that? I did it opposite because I'm an idiot. But they're both on. They're both on, and the best part is my drain right now. So I just heard the oh, you can't see the numbers. There we go. I just heard the radio turn on, so I'm getting juice, and I'm at 12 watt discharge. with the inverter on, it's a minimum 25 watt discharge. That's just the starting discharge. So I'm already doing way better. Let me go turn the fridge on. Let me go turn the fridge on, and you guys can watch and see how high it goes, because you can see the numbers now. Cool, good phone. Hold on. $76.48. Oh man, I was up over 100 last time when I was running the fridge AC. So what this is doing for me is I don't have any plugs. Okay, none of these plugs. You can't see them very well. I'm sorry, the light's bad. But none of the 110 plugs are going to work. You can't plug anything into my trailer right now that is requiring a regular like house plug. But all the other things that you would want to plug into this trailer, that like your phone, you can plug into the USB port on the inside. You have the fan, the heater would start up right now because it's plugged into this, you know, to the same DC style current, and all of it is now available to me, and I'm only discharging 48 watts right now, and that's with a fridge that is absolutely running because it's only 57. and the fridge wants it to be way cooler. So I don't know that I want to necessarily turn on the heater and see what that draws. Yeah, I do. Stand by. Okay, so the heater is on, and during its startup phase, we are up to 72 watts. Now, this is the fridge running at full blast, okay? 84, big draw. So this is the fridge running at full blast. This is the full startup of the heater. This is 96. We're really getting up there. Ooh, over 100. But you have to think, guys, if I did this on AC, you know, I'm losing 25 just to the inverter. And then I'm going to lose another, you know, plus 20 for the fridge while it's powered on. And I'm not going to be going and driving down the road, you know, without having the fridge on in the first place. And that's going to really, you know, take that fridge draw down a bit, and help me with this 120 that we are now pulling. But let's see what it gets to when it gets going, because this thing, I haven't heard the pump kick in yet. I haven't ran it since we got back. So this is nice. I hear the pump. I've actually never heard this thing start up. Oh, and I haven't moved the exhaust yet, so I need to do that still. The reason I don't want to leave it running too long is because all the cables are a mess down there, and I really don't want to do that. Like, I don't want the cables sitting next to the unit. You know, safety first. Fire hazards are never okay. But I think it might be on. What I'm really hoping to see is I'm hoping to see that power draw go down below 100 once the heater kicks on, like once it gets out of its initial startup phase. Just because, like, as you can imagine, 120 watts will deplete this battery fairly quickly, and if it was constantly at 120 all night long, I mean, I get with the fridge kicking on and off, and actually the cooler it is outside, the more efficient that process is. But let's see. Let's just see what happens here. Oh man, guys, I am loving this. So the fan is actually running really hard. You can hear it, right? Like, it's really running. And yet I am at 56 watts. The fridge is on, cannot be cooled down 100%. The fan is just absolutely running. I might even have left the light on in the camper. I don't even remember if I managed to turn that off. And yet 56 watts. I could not be happier with this scenario. I mean, once the fridge calms down and isn't running as much, that could drop as low as 30 watts. No lights. You have to think, all night long I am going to run just the heater. And from what I can tell, the heater has a very small draw for the pump, and then it has the fan, a little, you know, basically a little like computer style fan. And so this is way less power usage than when I was running it through the converter. This is a complete success. I will definitely do some comparisons, and I know next time we're on a trip, you know, we'll see how long we can make it last. But 64 watts, if you averaged 64 watts power consumption throughout a day and had one decent solar panel, you easily are going to make up for it all day long. All day long. I mean, like, I have a 224 watt solar panel up there that usually nets me about 100 to 120, 130 watts in decent sun. I'm going to fill this battery back up easily. So
I'm really just, I'm thrilled with this. I almost want to go turn, I'm going to go turn off the the fridge, and we'll just see what happens to that number. So well, I may have my first problem. So that number that you're looking at is with the fridge off, and the reason why is because the fridge sort of gave up the ghost. I don't know if that's a problem with the fridge. I have been having some problems with my Dometic fridge, but that is very interesting. It doesn't want to turn on with the power draw from the heater. But I don't understand why that would be the case, because I mean, you saw it pulling 120, and we still have both lights on. You know, both lights are on here, so we're good to go as far as that goes. You know, I wouldn't think that, you know, I mean, the Apex doesn't give a crap, and quite literally one of these is good enough to run the fridge. The other one is good enough to run the heater. Pretty much everything. Whoops, I'm hitting my camera. Pretty much everything can run off this other one, which is why I wired it up. And granted, it goes to the same battery terminal, and that provides power to the same thing, but it gives me, the Dometic gives me like 3 red flashes too, which tells me it's getting power, but it's not getting what it wants. It's not getting enough power, I think. That's all a hypothesis at this point. I'm going to go try it one more time, and if not, I guess we'll have a Dometic video at some point in the future. Well, I don't know. It's going through its shutdown process now. We've got a 99 watt power, which is just interesting. I don't know what this thing's shutdown process looks like as far as the heater's concerned. I will probably try. Ooh, we're back up there again. Maybe I should go check the fridge. I'll let you know. Probably not. I'm not going to troubleshoot it tonight. I mean, this is working as much as it's going to work for me today for now. But oh well. There's always something, right? Alright. I'll see what's up, and I'll get back with you. Hey guys, what's going on? Alright. In YouTube world, it has been like no time at all. But in my world, it's been like 4 days. I have not fixed this little peanut bulb thing. I can't move it any further than that. Actually, I can. Hold on. Boom, this guy, right? I threw that into my shoulder on purpose. I don't need it.
I got these guys. These guys. Okay, so I know I said no to the peanut bulb connectors. I was like, you know, probably not a great idea, because you don't use them for automotive applications at all. They're good for your house, kinda, when you can't use the push-in ones, but they're not great for anything that moves around, because the connection is just a little twist-on thing. It could come loose, and it's not like Loctite's going to be available to you. You know, you got what you got. You got to use it. So, with that in mind, I was like, well, let me see what the store can have, and I had like $20 worth of stuff in my hands to try and solve this problem. The fact that a 10 gauge wire goes up to a couple of, like, I don't know, hold on a second. Sorry, my head is kind of hurting a little bit. Ah, son of a gun. I hate twisted wire. I mean, I love it because it works, but I hate it when I jab one into my finger. You know? I don't. There's zero writing on this wire, but I'll tell you, it's probably not that big. It's probably like a 14 gauge max. I mean, here's a 10 gauge for comparison. They're close. Maybe they're the same. I don't know. Anyway, they're just big wire, you know. Everybody in the world thinks that 16 gauge is good enough for anything these days, and it's not. I like the 10 gauge. I don't want small wire, but it's really hard putting more than like 1 or 2 wires together at any given moment because of it. So, I had a bunch of like a lot of money that I was gonna like put into this to try and create, especially the ground, and it was just so stupid. You know, $20 for this is not a solution. That's just spending money haphazardly. Instead, I found these massive peanut things, right? And I'm gonna put them on, and I'm gonna apply something that is just common sense, and that's tape. If you put tape on, you know, and check it periodically, make sure that stuff's not loosening up, you're good to go. Okay? And it's not ideal, but it certainly didn't cost me $20. So I'm gonna get this wired in. I also found these guys. Yeah, they got these little clips, and you can hold on to the wires easy that way. So I'm gonna get those. I'm actually gonna stretch my neck here for a second because this really hurts. But I'm gonna there's a whole mess of wires over underneath you right now. I'm gonna get those taken care of. You saw them in the last video anyway. Get this wired in officially, and we're good to go. And now, for anybody who's astute and has noticed that I am indeed sitting inside the the compartment here, you're probably asking yourself, is he sitting on his diesel heater? Right? I mean, it was right underneath where I'm sitting right now, right? Ooh, check your stockings, folks. Could be another video coming up. Yeah, I'll try to have it out right at or just after Christmas for you. I'm gonna try and put this one out quickly so that way you actually care. But yeah, check for Christmas, because got some news on that. Not bad news, not at all. Did not break. I'm gonna start with that. Did not break. But just, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get working, and I will show you what I do in a minute. All right, guys. So I wanted to show you this because there's an unintended something about these that I don't need, that I didn't want, and that makes this a pain in the butt to get going. First of all, as you can see, they're super long. I wanted them to be really big. I wanted the wing so I could get a good twist on them. I didn't care so much about the end. I figured it'd be easy to tape since it's flat. But the reason they're so big is because that housing houses a goo. I'll show you. Hopefully this goes smoothly. The other one did not. I got it, but it didn't go well. Look at that. You can see it coming out. See that? Look at that. Oh god, this stuff sucks. Anyway, it gets all over your hands. The little peanut nut thing is hard to start because you're probably fighting goo the entire way. I'm going to tell you right now, this one went a lot smoother than the other one though. Probably because I was prepared. Look at that, coming right out. Those two cables, that's no good. Can't have it. Now, you're going to see what really sucks about these. The ones that do start, the cables that do start, they don't really want to let go. And look at how much goo there is. Oh, and I can't. It's only one cable that even got started. These things suck, guys. Don't buy them. Just try to find a bigger peanut ball, or a bigger peanut twist-on thing, and just go with that. It really only fed this one. Oh, for God's sake. Somebody in the world of industry, if you happen to catch my videos, make a smart way to connect 4 cables of varying sizes. For God's sake, make something. Okay, one has to be a 10 though. It's got to be. It can't be 12. I see those. I know that you make those. I'm not impressed. Make one be able to do a 10. There. I just got that one. It's gross. It's disgusting. Tons of stuff. So there you go, guys. This is where I'm at in life right now. I've been defeated by goo. Read the labels, kids. Follow the instructions. It's so terrible. The other one I finally got to go, but that only had 3 cables. I'm really going to be pushing my luck with 4. I don't know, maybe if I strip these way back some more. I wonder if I'll be able to. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, got one. Got 2. The housing's sticking in my tool because of the goo. Once again, that goo is proving to be super troublesome. There we go. Just have to slam it up against your knee till it hurts. Get this last one and I'll be in business maybe. Got it. Alright, let's try this again. The 3 small ones are now twisted together. This guy is a mess still. I'm going to untwist it and clean it and try to straighten it. I don't know. We're going to try this, okay? This is when you lament not being good at soldering, right here, folks. This is when you just tell yourself that's a skill you should learn. Because if I could solder these together, I'm absolutely positive that I could find a much better solution than what I'm trying to do right now. All right. Let's see what happens here. She caught. It's twisted in there pretty good. Doesn't want to go anywhere. Yep. Got it. Okay. Do not Do not recommend those. Just cannot recommend them. I'm gonna finish taping that up. I'm gonna clean some of the goo around it. But yeah, I'll keep looking online, and if I see anything that I think would work better in the future, I don't know. I wanted to do this early. I've got another trip coming up at the end of the month that I wanted to make sure that I was ready for, so that's where the rush came from. But this is just absolutely a nightmare. So it's all right. Live and learn. All right, guys. This is it for this video. The wiring, as far as I'm concerned, is done. I'll actually show that to you in just a second. It actually looks nice. And then as far as putting these peanut bulbs on, this is literally all I'm doing is I'm just making sure to just attach just a little bit more to it, so that way when push comes to shove, there's this, with all the vibration, you can't see it now, with all the vibration, just won't go anywhere. I'll actually do a little bit more, but so that's how that worked. I used that one up there, over to there, and you see that one that I already taped up. And guys, I'm going to check these regularly. The one nice thing about them is that, you know, they do come apart. You can fix them on the spot even. And if you want to replace them, you don't have to like recut wire. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to do anything crazy. If I find a 4-plug push pin, you know, push in like I really actually like those 4-plug, or the push ones, the push connectors that you can get nowadays. The problem with those is their max wires is 12 gauge, and man, do they mean it. I tried putting this 9 gauge in, or this 10 gauge in, not 9. I tried putting this 10 gauge in, and it was adamant that it would not accept that at all. Like, it was not happy with me. So yeah, this is it. I'll wrap this up, and then I have to reinstall it here, or do I? I don't know. Check out the next video and find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah, neck is still at a terrible angle, but thanks for watching either way. Have a good one. Happy holidays. Thank you.